Chapter 11, 77. Contest over Hayfen Grotto-heaven, 1/3. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. Several days later, Hayfen Grotto-heaven. Stiff horse hooves stomped on the ground. A black, desolate beast horse was charging towards Fang Yuan while running like the wind. Fang Yuan sighed internally. He could have dodged, but a trench was behind him. Inside the trench, there were the multicolored guts that Chudu had placed before. After placing these multicolored guts, they needed to absorb enough earth GI and nutrients before they could be relocated again. If they were forcefully moved, they would be destroyed. Thus, a lot of the resources in Hayfen Grotto-heaven were moved back into his own immortal aperture by Chudu. But some of the resources, like the multicolored guts, could not be taken away in the short term. Ever since Fang Yuan brought the two immortal goo to Chudu, he was asked to defend this place, to protect the multicolored guts from harm. Of course, his services were not free. Chudu had already promised Fang Yuan that in the end, he would give half of the multicolored guts that were left to Fang Yuan as payment. Flying bear transformation, Fang Yuan's body shined with dazzling light. After the light faded, he turned into a huge white bear, using his firm chest to block the charge of the desolate beast horse. Flying bear. Fang Yuan took 5 to 6 steps back, almost falling to the ground. But the desolate beast horse went to a standstill, shaking its head as it felt dizzy. "Nice strength," Fang Yuan said. The pain in his chest made him grind his teeth, but the words he said turned into the growling of the bear. Flying bear. Fang Yuan breathed roughly for a few seconds. Seeing that the desolate beast horse was still dizzy, he pounced at it. Boom! Dust clouds rose, the surrounding scenery shook. Flying bear Fang Yuan slammed the desolate beast horse to the ground, raising his huge bear paws as he struck at the horse. The horse was crying out in pain, struggling under Fang Yuan's body. It had great strength, but Fang Yuan was unmoved. He suppressed the horse firmly. Thankfully, I added flying bear strength goo into my flying bear transformation killer move. I have the strength of an actual flying bear. Otherwise, I would not be able to suppress this desolate beast horse. Fang Yuan felt secretly glad as he acted more quickly. In a while, the desolate beast horse had saliva foaming out from its mouth. Its eyes rolled backwards as it fainted. Fang Yuan chuckled, deactivating the killer move as he turned back to human. He next opened his immortal aperture, storing the desolate beast horse into his sovereign immortal aperture. This is the third desolate beast, Fang Yuan thought to himself, having a distracted gaze. He was at the rear. Dao marks were more abundant here. Heavenly Lord Bai Zhu would not choose to send his desolate beasts here. It was difficult for them to reach this place and not worth it. After Fang Yuan learned about the secret of Crazed Demon Cave, he expressed his willingness to join in. He and Chudu's relationship progressed further. In order to defend his benefits, Chudu sent Fang Yuan here to guard the place. Even though the battle was intense, Fang Yuan had an easy time. These last few days, the desolate beasts that had gone past the front lines numbered to 3, 2 desolate beast horses and 1 desolate beast shark-fin wolf. Fang Yuan treated them as his practice partners for a transformation path. He killed the first 2, he only captured the desolate beast horse from earlier. The desolate beast horse earlier had no shadow. It should be the famous shadowless horse of northern plains. The shadowless horse had no shadow. This was an obvious trait. Even though Fang Yuan had not seen this desolate beast before, he could recognize it. Even though the shadowless horse was a desolate beast, it was quite a rare one. It was not commonly sold in Treasure Yellow Heaven, mainly because shadowless horses were low in numbers to begin with. This shadowless horse was Heavenly Lord Bai Zhu's desolate beast. After Fang Yuan kept it into his immortal aperture, he immediately used perceivable Dao immortal goo to inspect it. Indeed, Fang Yuan realized that on the shadowless horse's body, other than dark path and light path Dao marks, there were also many enslavement path Dao marks. After several attempts, Fang Yuan realized he could not get rid of these enslavement path Dao marks. Thus, he gave up and killed the shadowless horse. This shadowless horse was enslaved by Heavenly Lord Bai Zhu, Placing it in his immortal aperture would only cause it to destroy the environment. He might as well kill the shadowless horse and sell the horse bones and flesh in treasure yellow heaven for some profits. A living shadowless horse had greater value, but it was heavenly Lord Baizu's property. Others could not enslave it. Other Gu immortals were not idiots. They would not buy this problematic horse. Furthermore, selling this shadowless horse openly would naturally be discovered by heavenly Lord Baizu. He might use his relationships to buy this horse indirectly. Not only would he gain the attention of a rank 8 Gu immortal, he would also be strengthening his enemy. Thus, Fang Yuan killed it. After cutting up this shadowless horse and processing it, Fang Yuan put up a portion of it into treasure yellow heaven for sale. He realized that these last few days, the two desolate beast corpses that he tossed into treasure yellow heaven had almost no popularity. These two desolate beast corpses were taken out from Crazed Demon Cave, the Monkey King corpse and Tree Python corpse. Before selling them, Fang Yuan had used perceivable Dao Immortal Gu to inspect them. He realized that the Monkey King and Tree Python corpses had all sorts of Dao marks. Normally speaking, desolate beasts would only have Dao marks of one specific path. Obviously, the demonic sounds in Crazed Demon Cave had caused this situation. The demonic sounds were created by limitless demon venerables' super Gu formation. It could make the listener go berserk, while also transforming their body's Dao marks into all sorts of strange Dao marks. Fang Yuan thought about it. He retrieved these two desolate beast corpses and placed them back into his sovereign immortal aperture. The longer he placed them in treasure yellow heaven, the more fees he would incur. It was not worth the price. Other than these desolate beast corpses, Fang Yuan also brought back large numbers of mortal gum, among which Day Gu, Month Gu, and Year Gu were the highest in number. Other than those, there were Gu worms of other varieties. Ever since Fang Yuan obtained He Fan's true inheritance, he had been purchasing these mortal Gu in treasure yellow heaven. When he used a time path immortal killer move, it expended a lot of them. Other than day, month, and year mortal Gu, Fang Yuan's greatest need in terms of mortal Gu was self-will Gu. But self-will Gu was very rare. Fang Yuan mainly asked the hairy man Gu masters in Lengya sect to refine them, expending his sect contribution points. Fang Yuan had been asking in treasure yellow heaven if anyone was selling heavenly crystals. Up until now, he had only found two. One was a rank 8 Gu immortal. They wanted to trade with materials, but Fang Yuan did not have what they wanted. The other was rank 6 due to a fortuitous encounter. They obtained half a piece of heavenly crystal. They wanted to sell it since they did not need it. Fang Yuan wanted to buy it, but a Gu immortal who wanted heavenly crystals even more appeared, buying it with 3 times the usual price. Fang Yuan thought about it and gave up. Even though he had a lot of resources, the 5th earthly calamity was coming at that time. It was not worth it for that tiny heavenly crystal. Oh! At this time, Fang Yuan suddenly received Chudu's message. He asked him to reinforce Li Sichun. The situation over there was very dangerous. He needed backup. These last few days, this was the first message that Fang Yuan received. He immediately went to the battlefield. There, Li Sichun and Immortal Wang were already in a tough battle. A group of desolate beast wolves were encircling them. They were huge in numbers. There were 100 of them. But Fang Yuan was not surprised. He had obtained much intel from Chudu. Heavenly Lord Baizu had an immortal killer move. It could create clones of desolate beasts to form a clone army. There would only be one actual desolate beast, but if it could not be found, these clones would quickly replenish themselves endlessly. Each desolate beast had one figure of Heavenly Lord Baizu seated on them. They were clones as well. Then, which one is the main body? Fang Yuan frowned. At the next moment, he used Myriad Self. Countless strength path phantoms filled the sky as they charged at the wolf group. It's Liu Guanyi, Li Sichun sensed as he cried out in joy. Immortal Wang snorted coldly. Last time Fang Yuan made him bait, his impression regarding Fang Yuan was at rock bottom. Right now, even though Fang Yuan was here to help, he was not grateful. The myriad self-army and the wolf group tangled together. 2 breaths of time later, The myriad self-army broke apart. They were almost completely killed by the wolf group. Matched against Heavenly Lord Bai Zu's cloning killer move, Fang Yuan's myriad self really paled in comparison. Myriad self had huge potential. It was an immortal killer move, combining strength path and enslavement path, but as his opponents got stronger, its usefulness was falling drastically. In the past, the myriad self-army could fight, but now it had become Fang Yuan's method of concealing his true body. Even though they had quantity, they lacked quality and battle strength. Myriad self-giant hand. Only after Fang Yuan used Myriad self-first style was there a change in the situation. Against the strength path giant hand, the desolate beast wolves could barely resist. Snowy mountain. Blessed land first peak. The refinement path Gu formation was activated. Shining lights were enveloping the peak of the mountain like a miniature sun. Third time. Lady Wan Shou breathed in deeply. She was holding onto a condensed lightning ball as she got closer to Ma Hongyun, who was in the formation. Ma Hongyun shouted, "No! No! Let me off! I am going to die! I will die!" The lightning ball entered his chest. Clap, clap, clap. Countless sparks appeared on his body. Ma Hongyun's eyes were turning as the whites were exposed. He no longer leaked out saliva, but blood instead. He fainted again after a while. The lightning vanished. "I failed again." Lady Wan Shou's vision turned dark. An intense dizziness almost made her collapse to the ground. She forced herself to continue, disregarding her injuries and healing Ma Hongyun instead. Ma Hongyun had to be alive for the lightning refinement to work. This guy's cultivation level actually rose by 1 rank. During the process of healing, Lady Wan Shou discovered an anomaly. Is it because of the lightning refinement? Indeed, some relic goo were used. It can raise the goo master's cultivation level. "Dear, are you all right?" Old ancestor Shu Hu arrived at this time. No need to worry. Lady Wan Shou was still pale, but she smiled to old ancestor Shu Hu. "I just need to rest for a while to recover."